here to discuss the topic that is acid-base balance or acid-base status in our body. What is acid? What is base? So any substance which donates a proton or which eliminates H plus species in a solution is called an acid, while base is a proton acceptor or H plus ion acceptor. So this is acid and base. So normally our body is constantly at a threat of acidosis. What is acidosis? I will tell you, but our body is at a constant threat of acidosis because there is a large amount of acid produced in our body. But this is counter-attacked or which is maintained by the production of the bases, and this is how our body is at a neutral pH or a working pH of 7.4 or 7.34 to 7.42. So here is the acidosis and alkalosis. What is acidosis? When there is an increase in the concentration of H plus ions in our body fluids or in our body, then there will be the lowering of the pH. What is pH? pH is the negative logarithm of the H plus ions. So when this negative pH is decreasing, this will lead to the acidosis, and acidosis is a condition in which there will be the increased H plus ion concentrations. So likewise, this acidosis is also maintained by the production of the bases, that is, decrease in the H plus ion concentration will lead to the increase in the pH, and this increase in pH is called the alkalosis. So our body is at a constant pH of 7.4, that is the range of ESF in a healthy person. Now, determination of acid-base balance or acid-base status. Our body cannot directly measure or there is no way of directly measuring of the pH of our body, but there is a indirect method, that is Handerson Hasselbalch equation, that is pH is equals to pK plus logarithm of bicarbonate ions and the CO2 ions. When the concentration of bicarbonate ion and CO2 is measured in a fluid, we can get the value of pH. So this pK is a constant, having the constant value that is 6.1. We will put the values and log of the bicarbonate ion concentration and the CO2 concentration. We will get definitely the pH of the solution or a ECF fluid. So this is how the acid base is determined in our body. Next one is the regulation of the acid base balance. When there is the increased amount of the acids or there is a decreased amount of the acid, this is maintained through the mechanisms, that is the renal mechanism, respiratory mechanism, and acid-base buffer system. So before that, we will discuss the two types of the acid produced in our body, that is volatile acids and non-volatile acids. What are volatile acids? Volatile is a substance which evaporates on heating, or carbon dioxide is constantly produced in our body. So this is not too dangerous for our body because we are respiring continuously and this CO2 is eliminated from our body. The next one is non-volatile acid, which are produced from the nutritive substances like proteins. For example, the H2SO4 and HCl. H2SO4 is produced from cysteine and methionine metabolism. Likewise, HCl is produced from the metabolism of the lysine, arginine, and histidine. These are the major acids produced in our body. So these acids are counterattacked or maintained by the production of the bases, which will lower the acidity in our body fluids. So, and the other compensatory mechanisms which are involved in the lowering of the pH are acid-base buffer system, a respiratory mechanism, and renal mechanism. We will discuss these mechanisms next stepwise. Number one is the acid-base buffer system. Acid-base buffer system is the system which resists the change in the pH of the solution. So this acts by resisting the change in a pH. Next one is respiratory mechanism. Respiratory mechanism is performing its function by eliminating CO2, because CO2 is a source for volatile acids. So we are respiring continuously and the CO2 is eliminated off from the body. This is how the compensatory mechanism of respiration acts. The next one is the renal mechanism. Renal mechanism, obviously there is an H plus ion concentration. So when these H plus ions are in a higher amount in our body, H plus ions are removed or excreted, while the bicarbonated ions are preserved in our body. So this is how the homeostasis of the acid base occurs. Next one, we will discuss the acid base buffer system.